Welcome back to another episode of Show Up with Salwa. And as you guys know, Dubai is such a multicultural city. And just to enhance on the beautiful multiculturalism here, I have my friend Joanne Mwande. She's going to be telling us all the inspiring ways where you can get your life completely turned around. Welcome, Joanne. I'm so happy to have you here. Should I call you Joanne or Mwande? What do you
Joanne.
prefer?
You can call me Joanne. Even Mwende, but Joanne is
Joanne,
fine. Yes.
I'm so happy to have you here. Now, we had a very, very brief conversation when we were at the gala, when we received the 40 Under 40 award with the Business Elite Awards.
Yes.
But I am so happy to dive into your story. Tell me everything, and our audience would love to know your inspiring story.
Yes. So first of all, thank you for having me at Show Up podcast. And I'm really happy to be here to represent not only women, because after the gala, we were like, we see the women who are in MENA and are doing amazing things out here. And for me, I sit here representing, yes, women, because of course you can see I'm African as well, and moms also.
Absolutely.
And there are variety of women and 30-year-olds, so where I would want to start with is from that point of view in terms of everyone. When everyone walks inside a room, you represent a group of people. And by the time you leave that room, there's a stereotype that could be formed around your group of people based on how you reacted.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think I've already started going in, but do I need to introduce myself? I've already said I'm a mom.
Love that.
Yes, I'm a wife as well. I'm married to a husband, a man.
That you love.
That I love. Yes, he's called Daniel Kenos, and that's where my name Kenos comes from.
Got it.
And I am also an entrepreneur. I run two businesses here in Dubai.
Love that.
And I'm a friend, I'm a daughter, I'm a mentor, and I'm a coach, a personal branding coach for
Love
women.
that.
Yes.
Now, the personal branding business, is this something that you started when you came to Dubai? Actually, how long have you been in Dubai?
I've been in Dubai, this is my 7th year.
Beautiful. So
Yes,
you've been here
yes,
pretty
yes.
long.
Yes. So I came to Dubai through a job. So I got a job back home, and I'm from Kenya. So I got a job opening, and I got an email, oh, we want your talent. I was a marketer back home.
Nice.
And so I came with the company. It's a multinational company based in Jebel Ali. And so I came in, and the plan was to stay for 2 years. The famous 2 years in
Only
Dubai.
gonna be in Dubai
Yes,
for 2 years,
yes.
and then
So
20
yeah.
years later.
And so we came with my husband, and I think slowly by slowly, because back home, my passion and where my heart is working with women and seeing them grow. Because when I was young, I was brought up with women who believed that first women have to need to have money in their pocket.
Hell
Because
yes.
money gives a woman choice, voice, and freedom. And especially when in times of crisis and challenges, it gets bad for everyone. But for women and their children, it gets really bad. For you to be able to go through the situation with dignity, for you to be able to get through the situation without begging too much, all that. As a woman, for me, the women who raised me as that is a non-negotiable.
Wow.
You as a woman need to always have money in your pocket. And so I think going out, I thought this was a truth to everyone. I thought everyone was raised like this, only to find, for example, in Kenya, I would go, I'm like, wow, not everyone was raised like this. And then also, the way women would really be exposed when they don't have money from practices point of view, the ends that women would go to get money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, men don't go through these ends, or not most of them. Those are not stories that we hear. And I really wanted to make a difference in this space of women economic empowerment.
Correct.
And so how can I help women make more money, and also when they have the money, learn how to keep it for it to work for them? Okay.
I love that.
So that's what I was doing back home. I have a nonprofit that helps rural women just set up businesses and learn how to manage their finances. And so when I came here, I thought probably that was an issue back home.
Yeah.
But then coming here and meeting the many women here in Dubai, and of course now, because I was in my office, when I get to my office, for example, my salon person I would probably drive 2.5 hours away to get someone who knows my hair.
Oh, wow.
Or 1.5, 1 hour, or one hour and above to get someone who can make my hair, our skin products, ingredients for food and all. And most of these women are really talented and run businesses that are actually giving them money,
Yeah.
but they're informal inside their homes, as side hustles, and all that. And I thought, what can I do about this? And all the time I used to tell my husband, I really need to venture into this because that's where my passion is. I want to make these women see that a lot is possible. Like your dreams can be your dreams. Like you think the best of your business can be in your house, but it can go further than that.
Yeah.
It can go bigger. And being in a country like UAE, that the systems work more than many of our countries back in Africa, I mean, you can take advantage and make money that you didn't think that you would make in your...
You have the
Yeah.
license to dream bigger here.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's what I did. So I came with my husband, he got a job. So we didn't leave Dubai. And so I had, how in terms of couples, the way we operate is when one person is risk taking, like the businesses and all, the other person has a stable
Has to
income.
has to have a stable
And so and the thing about marriage, I've been married for 10 years last year. So this is 11.
That's awesome.
That you might meet someone and they have money, but then their marriage is like this. Today you have money, tomorrow the other person has money,
Exactly.
And so in those times is now setting up structure that when you're the one with the job, then let me do the risk taking. When I'm the one with the job, you do the risk taking. And so now
Love
roles shifted. And I'm like, now I can even afford to do my purpose and passion project, which is helping women.
Love
And
that.
so when I transitioned out of corporate, I now ventured into personal branding for women with the intention of visibility, but visibility that pays you. Because
Love
you can
that.
be viral, you can go viral. In terms of social media, your content can go, but if you check your bank account, even $1 has not come
What you
in.
do with that virality is important.
Exactly, yes.
And this
yes.
is so perfect because, my podcast, my Instagram is all about inspiring women to show up for themselves. And how important is this aspect of, social media, the personal branding? What do you stand for? So I guess you help women find out what they stand for and showcase themselves then.
Exactly.
That's
So
what personal
yes.
branding
So
is.
I take a woman and make her a business model.
Love
I'm like,
that.
what do you have in your hand? Because I believe every woman has something they can offer. You have something in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you go take another degree or another master's, which you can and which is not
If
bad.
you want to,
But
yeah.
today, you who's at home, there's something that you can offer people, something that people tell you that you're good at.
yeah.
Like, wow, I love your cake. That can be your business model. Or, wow, I really like how you do your curtains, you arrange them.
Yeah.
Oh, that can be a business model. Like, what do you have in your hand that you can make it into a business model and start pushing it? And even with 500, 200 followers, you can get a customer.
I love to hear
Yes,
that because I
yes.
think that, with social media, the bad part is that it's such a numbers game.
Exactly,
People judge
yes.
each other by how many followers you have sometimes, but it's like you can have 500 followers,
Yes.
but the most engaged followers that love what you do and love learning from you. And the cool thing is that as women, growing up South Asian, a lot of times our identity and money, there was a lot of limiting beliefs about that. Like, not everything I know is worth something.
Yes.
The self-worth and the money is always tied in with women. So you are doing something amazing where you're making women feel that their skills or talents that they
Value.
take for granted,
Yeah.
but it's value and somebody would pay them for these like little things, which is eye-opening. And I know so many women will be able to get inspired and get help from you. So if somebody wants to work with you, what kind of a package or like what kind of a pathway do you create for them to see what their talent is?
Yes. So I like what you say about value because value is not something that someone else shows you. Value is you to
Yeah.
set a price for yourself and say, I am valuable in this. And that mindset of value and how you value yourself is self-work. And that's where like mindset and money is all here in
Up
the
there.
head.
Yeah. So
It is
true.
not, because when, like for example, for me, when I came to Dubai, I came from Africa and I went to the office and I'm like, how, I came in as an assistant, how will I be able to get to, I'm seeing leaders up there, the vice presidents and what, and I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wanted to get to senior leadership. And I'm like, what should I do? And a lot of things that I know is based on my upbringing, and a lot of them were limiting in terms of how I show up, how I talk, what do I say, how I present my work, you know? And somehow the way my culture was is a lot of self-sabotage, where now you overgive, you need to be too nice,
Yeah.
too kind. As a woman, you need to
People please.
people please. When you get into an office, like I remember one time we went to a distributor's office. I was launching a brand here in Dubai.
Yeah.
And we went to a distributor's office, and they were all men, and most of them were Arab speaking. And so in my culture, when I see such people, I'm like, oh guys, do I help you with some water or coffee? I can help you, it's okay. My manager, who was a man, he told me, Joanne, sit down. Sit down.
I love that.
You have not come here to serve anyone coffee. You are the project lead of this, and you're the leader of this meeting. These old men you're seeing have come here to listen to your project. And so you need to sit down.
That is so cool.
And for me, I'm like, rude, you know, ouch, you know?
Yeah.
But that's not how I was brought up. But for you to make it outside here, there are things about your mind that how you get money is very different from what we were taught, and
Such
a
a
lot
big
of it is
cultural
cringe.
difference.
Yes,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is so cringe, but then that's where the money is, you know. That's, and it's more of how can you become still the woman you want to become, but also go for your dreams. You know how we see those ones there, I don't know, the Emma Greeds, the Oprahs and all that. You're like, I really want to get there, but between you and them is that mindset
Just
of,
the mindset difference.
it is a mindset.
Because
It is
they're
a
just
mindset.
people like us. And I'm so glad you brought up Emma Greed, because I have been watching how she is marketing her book right now.
Yes.
Now, her marketing for the book is a masterclass in itself, because
Yeah.
she is treating it like a brand new business, like a product in
Yes.
its own. And
Yeah.
the best thing about that book and her presence is she doesn't make her womanness, her motherness, her wifeness the center of her thing. You know how a lot of women get asked in interviews, so how do you manage being a mom and your business? And it's like, would a man ever get asked
Of
that
course
question?
not.
No, because
No.
that's like a part of their,
Yeah.
it's whatever, it's taken for granted.
Yeah.
So why can't a woman actually be embodying her presence, her brand, without the interference of, well, how do you do it together? Well,
Yeah.
that's just me. That's like a part of me. So how do you balance or counteract that question when somebody asks you? Because your life does revolve around
Yes.
multiple aspects.
Yeah. Oh, the hats I carry. I think it's being choiceful and saying, you know what? I mean, first of all, I really like when she says, Emma, she says how she's not the kind of mom to create cookies that are stars and smiley face and all that, you know, those perfect things. I am also not that mom, because I don't know how to start and say, okay, I've baked you donuts or cookies that have love hearts with a J for JJ, you know. I don't know how to do that. But one thing I know is that both can coexist. And I don't believe in like a balance, but harmony, that it's Monday, my child needs me in this capacity. And so
Correct.
this is what I'll give them, because they don't need those love heart cookies in the end of the day. They don't need,
need your love
like,
at the end of
yeah,
the day.
they don't need me to always be there. I don't know, to make them crafts and all. What I can delegate, I do delegate, and I have help at home.
Love
But
that.
then I also want them to see that we had a mom who made us believe that our dreams can come true. And she showed us
Because they see you going after your
exactly.
dream.
Yes. I don't want to be the mom, like our moms are like, oh, my mom sacrificed, she didn't have a life for herself, you know, all those things.
And sacrifice was pedestalized
Yes.
in my culture too.
It's like a medal.
oh, she's such an amazing mother.
She sacrificed, you know. It's almost like giving birth, like, oh, she pushed, oh, the other one got a CS, oh, so this one and this one. Like, no, there's no medal or certificate at the end of,
Correct.
there's no medal for sacrifice or suffering, you know.
Exactly.
I want my children to be able to go to good schools, to be
Yes.
given better lives than the ones we were exposed to. And I want my daughter also to say,
Yeah.
I want to work in this company and not this. And because I was raised by someone who showed me that impossible is nothing. Yeah.
Impossible itself says,
Yeah.
I am possible.
Thank you. Thank you very
I
much.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much. Now, there's another aspect
Mm-hmm.
of womanhood, I would say, but it applies to everybody in the world
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, a little thing like dressing up, putting on makeup can completely change the trajectory of your
Perception.
day.
Yes.
Do
yes.
you believe that?
I
Like,
do.
Yeah?
I do. I do.
love that.
I do from so there's first of all, coming from home Africa, there are things at home that because Africans know that there's a way you need to put your hair, so they know when it's not well put. Okay? So like if I had my natural hair as an Afro and then I'm a leader in a company, they'd be like, you should go fix your hair. But then
Interesting.
coming here, those are not things that are noticed in terms of I can go with my hair up, but then I need to look the part in terms of I need to dress well, I need to wear good makeup, I need to wear good shoes, because I have seen when you walk into rooms, there's the perception of also because many women like me would be confused as, oh, you've brought us tea, oh, you are the security. If I don't, yes.
That's
and
so true.
That is true, and that is a truth that that exists. And so for me, not only do I want, and even from a personal branding point of view, first impression still matters.
Always lasts.
Because,
Yeah.
exactly, because when you walk into a room, people will remember two things. One, you, before you opened your mouth, how did you look? What did you have? You know, by the time I leave here, maybe the cameraman didn't know my name, but they would say, oh, the lady, she had something on her head.
Yeah.
And she was, of course, they'll say I'm African, but then what else can she say? Oh, we loved her nails. You know, she had the red nails, you know, all
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
And the other thing people will remember is who you are and how you presented yourself when you opened your mouth.
So true.
But sometimes your mouth goes second. Your first impression goes first.
Always.
Yes. And so it's very important to even have, like I have clients who, they only wear, for example, red lipstick.
Yeah.
Because they want to be known as the lady who had red lipstick.
Signature. Yeah.
Yes, because some people say they don't like when it's their body features that are being remembered. Oh, she's the one who was curvaceous, I don't know what. No, you want to be known for something else that elevates your leadership versus something that objectifies you, you know. And so is it how you wore your hair or how you, and so a lot of that we go through in personal branding. And I know you asked me about the process. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I honestly think, and someone I follow a lot is called Cody Sanchez.
Love Cody Sanchez.
Exactly. And
Yep.
she even put a number to, there's a percentage, I think she says 40% chance.
You're right.
Of,
She did say that.
Exactly. Of if you look good, if you put a little bit of makeup. Versus a person who
Zero
doesn't
makeup.
have. Exactly.
And that number is
Yeah.
staggering.
Yeah.
Can you imagine making 40% less money just because you did not want to wear
You didn't
makeup?
look good. Yeah.
That's crazy to me. But it's very eye-opening too, because if you were to look at with a spiritual lens rather than just a material lens, for me, when I put on a little bit of makeup or choose an outfit that makes me feel good, it elevates me inside mentally, because I'm telling myself I'm worthy. I like to wear good things and I like to look good. But if you look at it in the material perspective, the other person's perception of you changes. You elevate yourself mentally, but other people physically see the difference in you. And I find that
Yeah.
amazing.
There's actually a study that says that if people went to an interview, for example, like I'm talking about women now, and the person who looks like they take care of themselves, the person who is even negotiating much more versus the one who settles, that person gives an indication of she takes themselves seriously.
Yeah.
She negotiates more, so meaning that even when she gets to the job, she knows how to talk and say things
Correct.
in this meeting and all, versus the nice person who, first of all, you just looked the way you wanted to look because, I mean, that's how you woke up and said, I just want to go.
Yeah.
And that also works for some people in terms of in favor with other people. There are people who just don't do makeup, but they have a lot of value in them that you can't miss.
Correct.
But
So
the thing, exactly. So it's research based that how you take care of yourself really matters and shows people and puts precedence on how people will care for you. How you respect yourself
Correct.
puts a standard on where people should start from. If your respect level is here, people will start from here. And so you wonder, why are they not taking me seriously?
Yeah.
Why do they not respect me? Because you don't respect yourself in the first place. And you don't take care of yourself in the first place. So how would someone else from outside take care of you more than the way you regard yourself?
Yeah, we usually teach people how to treat us.
Thank you. Yes.
I love
Yes.
that.
Yes. And there's something else you said that I've forgotten. Yes. Yeah.
If somebody wants to be your personal branding client, you know,
Yes.
what is the path you would take them to
Yes.
get to that level?
So we go through 3 stages, and I call it the unique approach. So my company is called Uniquely Branded. I've remembered what I wanted to say in
Yeah,
terms
go
of
for it.
because when you were saying about the confidence, like what it does to you in terms of taking care of yourself, there's something we used to call Sunday best back home.
Yeah.
And Sunday best
Like
means that
church
yeah,
day or
church
whatever.
day,
Yeah.
you wear the best.
Yeah.
And what that does is we were all going to church, all of us very confident, head lifted high. We want everyone to see us, you know.
Yeah.
There's something about looking good that makes you lift your head high.
Yes.
And what if we made Sunday best, Monday best, Tuesday best,
Every
workout
day
best,
Yes.
sleeping best, you know? And that's what I teach women in terms of why don't you just take care of yourself, give yourself, and I unfortunately, I had to learn it through working with someone who does this. I'm like, wow, you actually take care of yourself. Like when we walk in the street and you're hungry, you say, we need to stop everything. I need to eat.
I love
need
that.
to eat. I'm like, me, suffering servant, I walk, I feel hungry, and I eat at 10 p.m. or something like that. Like, no, take care of yourself,
Yes.
Joanne. And then, so now I regard them so high because they already set a standard of, I know. I even, nowadays, I keep on asking them, are you hungry? Do you need another, okay, are you okay? They wouldn't ask me because I already showed
Yeah,
them
yeah,
that
yeah.
you can go hungry for 3 days and we can walk, you know. But now I do better. I have done really better. Anyway,
love
so
that.
now going back to personal branding.
Yeah.
So I have an approach called unique approach.
Like unique.
Unique.
Like why
yes.
unique?
My company
I
is
love
called
that.
Uniquely Branded.
Love that.
That everyone, there's one thing I love about this work because I'm a brand strategist for marketing and business brands.
Yeah.
And I've done it for over 10 years. And that's what I was hired for here in Dubai. But then personal brands, there's no brand that looks like the other.
Exactly.
Business brands are almost the same. Like the workbook is the same, like how we do, you know. And at times it can get repetitive. But personal brands, all of them are very unique. And that's where now the word uniquely branded came in, because I believe that even our creator who created us on earth did not create two people looking alike. Even twins.
Exactly.
Even twins are different in how
Some
they
ways,
are. Exactly.
yeah.
And so that's where Uniquely Branded came from. And so I came up with a unique approach where when you come and work with me, we normally take 6 weeks. So I do individual classes and group classes. And group classes is, the value of it is mostly people who say, oh, I really want to experience what other women go through. Then I can know what I'm experiencing is normal, like the confidence and the imposter syndrome and all that. But then I also do now the one-to-ones where there are women who just say, I know, but I just want you to fix me, you know, show me that, or not
Just fix me.
fix me in terms of,
I'm broken. Fix
yeah,
me.
like you'd find like professionals who've reached a block in their company.
Yeah.
There's no other way to go up, but they're only known in their company. They're really good, they're really experienced, but outside no one knows you, you know. So how do we start working on you, you
Yeah.
know? How will you even get hired to the next company because you've worked here for like 15 years, 20 years?
Wow.
Who knows you outside to
So
hire
it can
you?
be corporate clients.
Corporate
too.
clients
It could be
and
business owners.
and now
Beautiful.
business owners who I need to be the face of my brand.
Yeah.
Because people trust people more
Yeah.
than a logo that you've put in
Absolutely.
your business page or something. So we start with, who are you? So we focus on you for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We just say, let's go to your core. And you see, asking those questions like, what do people say you know how to do? Without struggling.
Yeah.
Because then you're trying, because many people come and say, oh, I think I want to sell coffee. But then no one knows you for coffee. But people know you for cooking. And it's something that you also enjoy. So you don't have to lose yourself and over suffer because of something that doesn't work, but what is already working today, then how can we extend the coffee while this one now starts working, you know? That's an example. And so we talk about you in 2 weeks. Then in 1 week, we look at your audience. Who is your audience?
Yeah.
Who are you selling to? Because even on social media, you don't communicate to you communicate to someone. So, and many people communicate like they're communicating to themselves.
Correct.
So we break down who exactly is your audience.
Yeah.
Who is your buyer as well? Because you might think your buyer is in your audience, but the person who had the purchasing power is their parent. You know, because you talk to kids, but then you should be talking to parents, you know.
Correct.
And so now, the third week now, the last 2 weeks is now saying, how do we connect your brand and your audience? And what is the communication that goes behind it? So we look at what is appealing for your audience, what is comfortable for you to talk about, and how do you package it in a way that will sell. So those are 6 weeks. So we
Love
go
it.
through that cycle, and then now I have now like follow-up sessions, because the thing about coaching is the accountability and driving urgency, that we set goals. 3 months in,
Love that.
how much have you made? 6 months in, tell me what is happening, you know. So that's how I offer. So I do the one-to-one, the group, of course, masterclasses here and
Yeah.
there. Like now I have a masterclass next week, and now events. So we
Okay,
also
so
do
what
events.
is the master class for people to just get like an intro?
A feel.
Okay, just to get a
Exactly.
feel. Okay,
A
so we'll
feel
share
on-
details in the show notes for
Okay,
that master. Are
okay.
you accepting more people then?
Yes.
Amazing. So we'll share the details.
Yes, yeah. Okay.
Amazing. Very exciting. Now, how important do you think social media is for women entrepreneurs right now?
Oh, social media is
Like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even Snapchat. I didn't use Snapchat, but now everybody in Dubai is like, do you have
Snapchat.
Snapchat?
Snapchat
But I
is
feel like
big.
it's so childish.
Yes.
I don't have it, but what do you feel about it?
So, social media, there are people who are good at social media, and there are people who social media gives them anxiety,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And just a disclaimer of like, you don't have to be on social media for your business to work.
Interesting.
You don't have to, because because there are two types of businesses, the B2Bs and the B2Cs. B2B is you walking into an office and meeting a C-suite person or their workers and all,
Correct.
and tell them, I need to sell you 50 cartons or whatever. And that you don't need to post on
social
Instagram,
media, okay.
because they're not there, or on TikTok. But then for someone like that, I would recommend having some visibility, that when someone Googles you, what will they find?
Or maybe LinkedIn.
Exactly. So the first, like if you search your name today on Google, the first searches would be, first of all, AI.
Yeah.
Remember now, AI always comes up there.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. So AI visibility. And then the first searches over here is usually LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is like your free website where people can discover you and find out what you do. So for the B2Bs, you don't have to post on TikTok or Instagram about your business, but what is your funnel in terms of how am I making the sales and where is
Yeah.
the money? Because then now I teach women, let's look at where the money is, and that's
Yeah.
where we're getting clients. So I don't want you to shout on if Snapchat is not working for you and TikTok, I would not want you, for example, as my client, to sleep anxious that I got 2 likes. Don't they like me? Don't they, you know? And there are people who 2 likes, they don't care. 2 likes
Yeah.
are 2 potential customers, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then now there's this B2C. And of course, there are advantages and disadvantages of B2B. Like, it's going to be a lot of money, but for you to get even one customer, you're going to take some time. And
So
for you to
true.
get paid, that those terms,
Gonna
I don't
take some
90
time.
days, what.
Yeah.
But B2C is you can get a lot of customers at once and they'll pay you immediately. But B2C is you need to put in the work in terms of content and telling people what you do and building trust. And so because there's the content that you can post, for example, humor would go viral. Humor content goes viral.
Yeah.
Those are good for awareness, but then they're not the ones that will get you sales, you know? So it's learning what, in terms of the sales funnel, which content will I do for awareness? Which content will I do for consideration? Like, do I actually want to work with this woman? And which content will you do for conversion? And and the work on social media is not the posting, is the work you do before the posting. Exactly. And so it's very important to be on social media, but you need to have a strategy and intention on what exactly you're doing there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if for the people that are watching, you know, this podcast right now, if women are kind of unsure about the direction they want to take. Maybe they're an entrepreneur, maybe they're in corporate. What are the two things you would ask them to do now if they're unsure about the direction they want to take in life?
Okay. So first of all, I would, 1 second. First of all, I would, because there are many ambitious women who want to get to their dreams.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are also women who are comfortable. They just want to, like, okay, my husband provides, so what is the hassle? Or I'm fine with my job and I don't see anything I need to do. So the one I'm talking to is that ambitious woman who, I have a dream and I know it can come true, and sometimes many women would stay in that, oh, but the system doesn't work, oh, but it's too expensive, oh, like for me when I came, the narrative around it was, like I sat with people who were saying, oh, but your passport is African, but we don't have as money, business setup is so expensive, But I've sat with other people who are talking about, oh, I'm buying my third house, and they are African as well. I've set up 3 businesses now, I'm buying stocks, all that. It's where are you putting excuses? Oh, the system, I don't know what. Why? And this is asking, why am I here and my dream is there? And dreams don't work unless you do. Yeah. So what is stopping you from working? Is it an excuse?
Love that. Dreams don't work unless you do.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can set strategy in 5 years, in 10 years. Happy New Year resolutions. No. But unless you work, they'll not come true. Right? And so, am I not working because of excuses? Or am I not working because I'm just lazy, or, because we have to work.
Yeah.
There's that working smart and all, but you cannot negate the work of hard work.
Correct.
Because we have to wake up and go to work.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I would just ask, like, what do you want out of life? In terms of what's your dream? What do you want out of life?
Yeah.
If you want more out of life, then wake up and start doing the work, you know? And I've really seen women stretching themselves. And, recently I opened a salon. I co-own a salon in JLT, an Afro hair salon. By the way, if you have Afro hair, dreadlocks, sister locks, come to JLT, to Jazz Lock Studio.
Perfect. We will put the Instagram in the show notes. So
yes,
if you ever want to try out a new salon, especially for African hair, because you said
it's Africa hair,
that not a lot of salons don't have the skills to handle with African hair.
Yes,
okay,
and then the African salons that were there at the time I was looking for salons they're far away, and even the places they are, like, you're like, oh, the toilet is far, you don't, our salon is a premium salon. And so
that.
I'm challenging the Africans who have looked for this solution to come and visit us. Yes, yeah. And so what I was saying about this is, the salon is a case study of that. First of all, Dubai doesn't care about the passport you have.
They don't, yeah.
You can set up a business and you can
equal opportunity for everybody.
Number 2, you can have a really good idea. Like the lady, so the salon started as, my salonist had a home salon. And so I went and just convinced her, hey.
So you inspired her to dream bigger, I guess.
I'm like, yeah, let's set up a salon. What is it,
that.
And so the biggest challenge as well is, where will we get the money? And because we've had, like, it's a viable idea, we were able to rally investors like in 4-5 months. And the salon was ready to go, you know. And so do you need all the money to set up? No. There are people and women, and for me it was African women who backed us up, who many people would think, oh, but African women are only nannies or only security guards on what? But there is a group of African women as well. It's just that it's not there and it's not
savvy
seen.
investors.
They're investors and they work they're big leaders in their companies. And these are the women who came and like, okay, open this thing.
And this is so fun. And I want more women to know this, because we put money on such a pedestal.
Yes.
But if you have a good idea, the money is easy. The money is the easiest thing to get in the world, because there's an abundance. But if you have a good idea, money is easy to find.
Yes.
You just have to passionately present your idea, and you will have investors lined up.
Yes. And that's something I've been saying lately, is that proximity
is power.
And it gives you perspective. Because then the perspective that you had of Dubai is, oh, I need 500,000 to invest in a business. But then I can get 500,000 if I pitch my idea to people who are ready to get my idea and back
Yeah.
it up, you know?
Absolutely.
And there are many people with money just sitting in their accounts wondering, okay, what do I do?
They don't know what to do
How
with
do
it.
I invest? You know, all that. And one of the things to invest, real estate, what you do.
Yeah.
And then like investing in businesses, because you don't know which one will become a unicorn. And so putting like even as little as 5,000 here, 10,000 here, 10,000, 5,000,
Yeah.
one of it will blow up and your life could change as an investor, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's a thing that it was less talked of when I came. I had to sit down with a friend who was not African, she was Lebanese.
Yeah.
And I was like, where do you take your money? Because we are all here, we work, we are paid well in this company. But I send a lot of it back home.
Yeah.
Where do you send your money?
Yeah.
She's like, no, I invest in companies in Dubai. I'm like, oh.
Love
And
that.
she opened my mind. Like, she didn't give me the money, but the perspective now I have of many businesses walking around.
Correct.
It's me, my friend, and who. We came up, we supported one of them, and we grew, you know? And so the limit is just in our mindset. And sometimes
beautiful.
it takes us to get out and see, by the way, it's a me problem.
Yeah, and
it's not a system
rocket
problem.
science to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you figured it out.
Yeah.
And the salon, you are a co-owner. So
Yeah.
how involved are you in the day-to-day?
Yeah, so what I am, so I'm called the Chief Brand Officer, which is I'm good at strategy in terms of business and thinking through, of course, now with my background.
Yeah.
And so what I do in the salon is, of course, doing the strategies, the marketing, the partnerships, and now thinking, okay, when do we need to have the second branch, for example? What can we sell in the salon to grow? You know,
Yeah.
things like those. So my co-founders, some of them are like, we are four. Two of them are inside the salon, so they are able to see what is happening.
Beautiful.
And two of us, one is really good in finance, because if you're working with an investor model, you need someone who will care for the money of
Yeah.
the investors and also present to them that, okay, quarter one is done, this is what we've made, you know, all that. And then now me, who's now thinking through what is the growth strategy in 5 years? How are we going to grow and what are we doing about it today?
You're
Yeah.
the visionary.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
This has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Before we end the podcast, I want you to give the audience an example of when you got up, dressed up, showed up for yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
that changed the trajectory of your day. Give me an example of a situation like that.
I almost said today. I almost said today. But I think it is, you know how, like, I keep on just telling myself, Joanne, dreams don't work unless you do. And so there are days when, like, for example, when I was in corporate, I think those were hard days because in that time of corporate, I gave birth to 2 children. And so there were days when I'm like, oh my gosh, I have one child who's breastfeeding and I'm heavily pregnant, 9 months, for example, and I need to go to the office.
Oh my
You know, I
goodness.
need to work. I need to go in front of people. And the thing about me is I get energy from people. So what would seem like, oh, this day has started so bad, or then I walk in and meet people. I'm like, I even forget what I went through. But then it always reminds me that, you know, even just checking how our parents used to work, a lot of our parents were getting into like government jobs or jobs, stay there for 30 years, retire, and now they are home sitting with their retirement and all. And they never, like, we would see them toiling and working hard and waking up in the morning, coming back in the evening. And we're like, how did they survive in one company for that long?
Yeah,
You know?
they would be bored.
They would be bored and all, but then they didn't have a choice. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they were brought up. And so if there's a woman now, you know, there's sometimes even in women's mind in terms of, but I'm a mom, but my husband is not, but you know, all that. There's somewhere you can always start. Like, a lot of it is in your mindset. And there's one of our vice presidents where I used to work, he came and told us, because there was a time I was complaining, oh, that team doesn't want to sit with me because, oh, I don't know, because of what. He's like, Joanne, let me tell you, a lot of what you're going through is a mindset. And it just takes one switch and you will see everything in a new light. That how you talk to yourself is the first step. Like, are you kind to yourself? Are you giving yourself grace? Are you saying, I can't, or I cannot. You know, there's a quote that says, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you cannot, you also cannot.
Yeah,
you know,
I
it
love
always
that.
starts with your mind, you know. And so your dreams are important. Everyone matters. Everyone matters, and your dreams matter, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a 50-year-old, whether you're just leaving campus. Your dreams matter, and so you should carry them with the weight that they deserve.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been such a fun conversation, and I hope you guys get inspired. And please follow Joanne's salon. We're going to put it in the show notes, and also uniquely branded for anybody that wants branding advice. Maybe take their business to the next level this year. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
You are
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day, guys.
Thank you, Sawa.